Over the weekend, tragedy in Brazil after a cliff collapsed, killing 10 people and injuring dozens more. Video shows the chaotic moments as boaters approach the cliff on Furnace Lake, a popular spot about 260 miles north of Sao Paulo. And notice, something is wrong. Then this. A huge piece of rock hitting at least 2 boats head-on as an explosion of water and rock shoots out on all sides.
4 embarcações sofreram impacto no momento do desprendimento da rocha. 2 embarcações sofreram impacto direto.
In the hours that followed a desperate rescue effort, divers searching into the next day, recovering multiple bodies. In all, 10 people dead and more than 30 injured. Among those rescued, children. But for others, a far more tragic ending. One woman collapsing after learning that the body of her 14-year-old had been found. Another identifying his 24-year-old friend who died a day before his birthday.
Ele veio a passeio ontem para Furnas, né? Comemorar o aniversário dele, que no caso seria hoje, estaria completando 25 anos hoje.
This incident, the latest in a recent string of tragedies as unprecedented rain and flooding ravaged northeastern Brazil, forcing tens of thousands to flee their homes. Officials say that rain and flooding may be to blame for the deadly collapse. The governor tweeting, quote, "Today we are suffering the pain of a tragedy in our state due to heavy rains which caused the detachment of a wall of rocks in Lake Furnace." But a tourist says the crack was already showing when he visited 10 years ago. Saying, "I took the photo at that time and commented, that rock is going to fall. It was obvious." The Brazilian Navy now investigating the deadly incident as the search for answers amid the mourning continues.
All right, Priscilla Thompson joins us now live here in studio. So, Priscilla, given that the cracks were there 10 years ago, at least according to that one tourist and his photo, could this have been prevented, or were people essentially going there to kind of see these cracks?
Well, Tom, it's complicated. As we know, that photo shows a crack in 2012, but geologists tell me that it is really hard to predict when, if ever, that collapse might have happened. And then the conversation turns to mitigation efforts. Certainly, officials could have said no people, no boats allowed in this area, but there's also just a certain level of a risk that geologists tell me. Even here in the U.S., when you go to a national park or float the river, you might see signs saying you're entering at your own risk because they can't control all of that. The one tip that geologists did give me, if you find yourself in a situation like this and you begin to see small rocks coming down, it is probably a sign to get out of the way because there could be something bigger coming.
Yeah, get out of the way.